Hello YouTube, Komodo Gaming here, bringing you another episode of Scrap Mechanic. Today we're going to be building a 6x6 off-road, I guess you can say Mercedes truck. It was really odd. This was requested yesterday, but this was already something I was working on, and I thought it was like really convenient that somebody actually requested it, and I was like, oh, okay, well, we'll do this. So I've got some plans on how I'm going to do this. I have a feeling it's going to look a little similar to my monster truck, yet it's gonna have these 6 wheels. It's gonna have the 4 in the back, the 2 in the front. But for this build, I'm gonna do something a bit different, which it's probably something I should have done in my monster truck build. I'm gonna use the suspension with the 3. I'm gonna use the 3 suspension together, so it's gonna have, it's gonna be extra bouncy and floaty. So I guess if that's a way you want to explain suspension, but yeah, everything's been going good. We just came off our last episode with the fire truck. I have not forgotten that build. We're going to definitely go in and finish up some more of that. I wouldn't say I have the most time today. I've got to go to work here in just a little bit. So I figured let's go ahead and get out another build and get everything moving. Continue the growth of the channel. It's been really fantastic the past couple of days, or actually the past week. Ever since we crossed 1,000, it's been going. So I'm really proud of that. And I'm going to have some more complicated, I would say fancy builds coming up soon. I'm also going to probably do a fail video. I cannot tell you how many builds I went through the past couple of days that I didn't get to use because they just didn't turn out right. And I'm thinking about like compiling all those together into one video, which I think would actually be pretty good. So we'll do that. I had some really cool builds like planned, and I just realized once I got going, either I screwed up something like major that was basically like non-repairable. So yeah, we might do that here, maybe here in a couple episodes. But yeah. Let's see, trying to go up here. I've got the frame built out, and I'm already disappointed by something that I'm probably going to wind up changing. That wheel well, I've been complaining the last couple episodes that I haven't made it big enough, but now I realize on this vehicle, the front end looks extremely long, so I don't know. I'm going to do the back end first, and then we'll go back and see if we need to change that, but that just looks really, really long. Like, I know the wheels would clear, but once I look at the picture of this like Mercedes 6x6, the wheels don't really go up in the well that much, so it kind of makes me think that I could get away with like using the skinnier wheel well and be able to actually be able to turn the front wheels. So yeah, we'll see how that turns out. I'm gonna do the back first and then see. Maybe it's just playing tricks with my what I'm seeing here. Maybe once I put the back on, it won't look so long. But right now, it looks pretty huge. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, I'm going to do this, and then we'll go around to the back here. Let's see. I need 2 fenders. I'm going to make the fenders poke out here. Now, I'm not sure. The Mercedes doesn't look like it has like a side step, and I'm not saying this is like an exact copy of the Mercedes, but it just has fenders that poke out. It doesn't look like there's actual side step. Not to say that there isn't any that actually have that, but I think I'm going to eventually put one on here because it's going to be... if I'm going to have the wheels basically below the wheel well, this thing's going to set really high off the ground. It's going to be really hard to get into, so I think a side step will probably fix that issue. Let's see, I need to go 3 across for the wheel. I need to have 2 for like a little bit of a, looks like where it comes down in the, like it's trying to form around the wheel. It's a little hard to explain. Something like this. And then I need 3 more blocks to cover the other wheel. Let's see. Another thing I'm going to try new here, that, with doing that 3 suspension piece, normally I only do it on, like, tires that don't actually rotate, or turn, well, when I say rotate, when I say turn left and right, I'm going to try that on the front tires to see if it works. I have a feeling that it's going to slip off a lot as far as the, you have the suspension pieces, the 3 in a line, but those end ones will slip and move off. And I don't know if that's going to affect it too much. So we'll try that out. Let's see. I'm debating. We're going to need to go down 1 block to make this thing look bigger. It looks like it's a little too, let's say, like, not skinny. Like, it looks skinny from top to bottom. So we'll go down. Let's go ahead and make sure we connect all this and get all these pieces together. But this Mercedes truck is actually a really cool thing. I was looking at YouTube videos a while ago, and I've seen it before, and like when I was doing a 6x6 earlier, I wasn't really modeling it after a Mercedes truck. I was doing more like an SUV type thing, and it was just like a prototype. And I really wasn't even sure I was going to use it, and then somebody mentioned the Mercedes, and I was like, well, this is really similar to what I'm working on. Really just need to cut off the, just make a truck bed in there instead of a big SUV like I had going. But yeah, like I said, normally I wouldn't say this is like cutting in line as far as the builds when somebody suggests it, but this was something that was already going on, so that's why I'm getting to this one so fast. Let's see, I need to go across there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to shorten this thing. This thing's way too long. Something doesn't look right about it at all. Yeah, that 5 across is a bit much. Oh. Do I want to place... I don't know. When I say I need to shorten it, I know I want to shorten the front end, but do I need to shorten the back end too? Like, this thing is not... I wouldn't say... This vehicle's long, but I wouldn't say it's as long as you would think it would be with those big 6 off-road tires that this Mercedes has on the back. Let me go ahead and look at the design that I'm going to use. I think that we're good here. I think the back end's fine. I reshaped a bit of it. I wasn't 100% happy with the way it looked, but I think the back will be fine. The front we need to shorten up. So, anyways, what I'm gonna do with the 3 suspension pieces. Normally on my other builds, I'm trying to think what the last one I did it on. It's been a while, and I really don't understand why I didn't do it on the monster truck build, but. What I'm going to do, instead of using blocks, I want to make it actually look like it's, suspension pieces. I'm going to use one block, because I think I have to, but that way I can have the bearing aim on the outside. But I think just to make it look better, I think I'm going to use the pipe here. And then, I know, it's kind of hard to explain. Let me just kind of show you what the plan is here. Let's see. I have one piece come up here, and then I'm going to swing it back around. That way we'll have 3 pipes aiming down. That should be the 3 suspension pieces. So let's go one up here, and we're going to turn it and come down. This thing, I almost created it out of metal, but I held off. I really want something sporty. I want something that's going to, be able to get a lot of air. So I held off. I almost started this build in metal, and I decided, it's not a good idea. But yeah. Let's see. I'd have to put the block. This is the way I'd originally do it. I'd have the blocks here, and I'd put the extra blocks there. I'd set the bearing and put the tire, but from the back, it looks like, from the side it looks fine. You don't notice it, but from the back, you'll see like the big blocks back there, and it looks kind of weird. It looks awkward. So let's see. Let me go ahead and come up and get the other pieces ready. I think I can get away. I'm gonna just stick piping under there, and I'll use only one block in the middle, so it should kind of cover it up, and it won't look as like weird looking, because I just don't like the way it looks like when block pieces are attached to tires. It looks funny to me. So let's see. I need to get that around that way. Okay, we're shortening the front. That's the only way I can think of doing it. It just does not look right. Like. In other vehicles, I need the big wheel because I need to be the tire sits up in it. It needs to be able to turn. If it doesn't do it, it hits the fenders. It turns, but the front end like raises really high when it turns. You can see it just laying over on it. With the way the back tires are right now, they set below the wheel well, so I'm not going to have an issue with that. So I might as well make the fender look right. It's going to make the vehicle look a whole lot better, I believe. So let's redo the front here. Oh, gotta make sure I'm doing these even. I've done fenders before, and I've gotten off by one block, and I about finished it, and I looked, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, the fender's off. So let's make sure we get this correct. So 1, 2, 3. There we go. Okay, let's get that start to come down. Paint job wise, the Mercedes trucks come in I've seen some pure black ones, which I don't want to use pure black. I've seen some grays or silver, which I'm not really sure Scrap Mechanic has a good silver. You'd have to use like a gray. I'm thinking this white, and then we'll have black trim. I believe that's like one of the styles of the trucks that they use, and I believe that's probably the best looking one. I'm going to try to change it up for grills. A lot of times I use that radiator piece. I'm going to find something else to put in there. I should try to make it like I need to differ it as much as possible from like the monster truck build. So I'm gonna look into some things and see what I can all change and kind of design differently. So that's where the lights are gonna go. We'll do the slant here. Does that make sure I'm doing it the same here? Okay, gotta figure the way I need to do this now because this piece needs to turn. So we need to put the bearing here, and we need to. Can we do the block? I'm assuming it's basically going to still be the same. My issue with this is here. Let me get around to this part. When I lay these other suspension pieces down, like here and here, I'm gonna have a pipe in between them. But my fear is when this bottom piece turns that it's just going to slip off, which I know it's going to do it, but how is that going to affect the turning? Like this suspension is going to be effective in a straight line, but when you turn, I'm afraid that it's going to like compress too much and settle down and make the front end kind of dig in, but I don't know. We'll try it out. I think it looks good, so I think it might work. I don't know. We'll give it a little test run here in a second and make sure everything's good to go. I need to go ahead and get my motors together. Black trim. Okay, we tested it out. Everything seems fine. I'm probably going to cut that out of the video because I don't like to test out like midways because it looks funny. Like I always like to show the final product, so we'll probably cut that out. Let's see what I want to do here in the front. Guess we need to paint that bottom one. Let's paint the top one real quick. Let's paint it white. Let's see. What was somebody suggested something kind of, I wouldn't say funny today. Somebody suggested that I don't put the final product in my thumbnails, which that's a little strange to me. I don't know anybody else Scrap Mechanic that doesn't do that, and it's like one of the things when you want somebody to click on your video. You know, a lot of times it's by the thumbnail. They see something cool they like, and they want to click in and watch the video. That's kind of how you attract people in. So I really don't know how I would do that without showing the creation off in the final, like the thumbnail. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think, but I just thought that was kind of, I wouldn't say it's a weird, it's not like a bad suggestion, but it's just, I don't think I've ever heard of that before because I feel like you need to show off your creation somewhat. That way people have an idea of what they're getting into. I mean, that's like when I look at Scrap Mechanic creations, I always look at the thumbnail, and if it looks like, garbage or something, I don't want to watch it. So that's why you always have to work on it. That's why I always I have my final products in the thumbnail because I think that's the way it should be. I don't know. Well, like I said, let me know what you guys think. Let's see. Need to go ahead and finish. I got to paint some of this part. Some of these parts that I'm not going to be able to get to. And all this is on a lift. This thing looks pretty cool here. I'm happy. Let's look at the white roof. I might paint, and I might need to break up the color a bit more. So we might go with the black roof. Let's paint it white to begin with, and then I'll look at it again. I've seen like a mixture of both. I've seen some of the Mercedes look like they have a white roof, and I've seen some look like they have a black roof. I don't know. We might break it up a bit. We'll see here. Ooh, I missed a spot there. Oh, and I painted the seat. So not good. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that looks cool. What else do I have to do here? I don't have much. I'm going to do the doors and put some controllers on, but I'm pretty close to being done. I need to change this front end up a bit. I keep calling it a Mercedes, and the problem is if it doesn't look like a Mercedes in the front, it's going to be strange that I'm calling it a Mercedes. Let's cut off the front here. I think I need to cut off right at the lights. I don't know. I don't want to use the radiator piece again. I use it a lot in my builds. I need to change it up. I'm thinking the pipe here, we'll paint it black. That looks like a grill, so that looks pretty good, actually. Yeah, I like that. I'm going to paint that bottom piece black, too. The bumper, I keep thinking I need to add, like, something in the corners. I don't know. It looks like, I don't know if they're, like, air ducts. They're air duct, or, like, I don't know what they're using here in the corner. Like, it could be, like, a brake duct. I'm not sure. I imagine this thing has massive brakes on it, too. Because, I mean, it's absolutely massive creation here. So, let's see. I'm trying to think what else I need to add. I guess I could add something here. No, that's not going to look right. I forget how fidgety, like, Scrap Mechanics doors are. I don't know if anybody else has had the issue when they create doors on their creation. Like, a lot of them will close just fine, and they'll close at different times, and other times they'll just stop, and they'll get stuck. And I can't tell you how frustrating that is. I've had that happen a lot recently. Like, I'll create doors, and they'll work one time, and then you can change them, like, you close them a second time, and they seem to just, like, get stuck. So, yeah, it's quite annoying. What I want to do here in the back, I think in the back here we can... let's put the tile in. We'll put some brake lights. I don't want to stick that. A lot of times I'll stick in that light just back there, and it looks odd. This might look odd too, but I still think this will look better than just sticking that light in the back. So let's change colors. Yeah, that looks pretty good. All right, I've got to change this color up a bit. I don't know. It seems like I need to break this white up. It's just like a preference here. I see some of the Mercedes truck use these like black pinstripe. Oh, it might be more of a pinstripe, but no, I would say it's thicker than a pinstripe. But I mean, I have to do it by a block here. I can't like cut that in half. So we're gonna mix that up. We're gonna throw a black roof on it. I think that combination of those two will really break up the color, and I think it'll make it look good. So. Let's see, do that, I'm trying to think all the extras I need to add. I'm going to add the off-road tire, the spare tire. Other than that, we're really close to being done here. This actually looks really good. Hopefully it drives as good as it looks. That's the plan. Like I said, I tested it a bit. I'm hoping that's going to actually translate. I have a feeling once I've added some weight here, so I might have to do a bit of tweaking, but I think it's going to turn out good here. Added those two little sections in there. I think those are like brake ducts or something, or some sort of airflow. Like I said, this thing's massive, so I'm sure it has huge brakes on it. So we'll definitely need those. Let's put a tailgate on here. Oh no, not tile. Don't need tile. Let's go wood. So let's do that. Paint it white, and I'm gonna stick a spare tire on the back here. Let's see, big tire. Hopefully, oh yeah, I did make this odd, so it should fit in the middle. I'm thinking there, and we have black tires, right? There we go. Oh yes, it looks awesome. I'm going to go in here. I've got a couple more things to touch up and paint. I don't like the way that hood shouldn't stick up that much. There we go. That looks better. That was bothering me. Let's see. I need to get up in here. I'm going to go over, like I said, make sure everything's painted and good to go. And we are almost ready for our final test here. Let's see. Everything looks like it's good to go in there. Let's go ahead and... oh yeah, I forgot about it. I need to go ahead and paint this real quick. I looked at the roof and I was like, oh, this is completely white. I thought I changed that. And nope, hadn't changed it yet. So let's go ahead and change it now. Let's go over that. Don't forget the hatch. And then we got to do the back part. And of course I'll fall off this thing. Let's go ahead and put the lift down. This lift is really useful, but sometimes it's hard to stay on once you like start going up. So let's see. There we go. And we're almost ready to test here. Let's get that piece. Alright, here she is. She is ready to go. If you made it this far into my video and you like what you see, if you'd like to like the video and subscribe, like I said, I've got a lot of new subs coming in, and I think it's probably best that I tell them to, if they're going to do that, maybe do it when we're showing the vehicle off here. Anyways, everything's good to go. Let's close everything and show you that the hood still opens. These are both mapped inside the cockpit. I am going to stick this vehicle for download if everything turns out right here. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. But yeah, I'll stick this one up for download. Eventually I'll get the rescue one put up too, so I've still got more work that I need to do in that. I just want to kind of mix it up today and do a bit of a different build. And this thing is fast, and it's surprisingly, like, it seems like it's not like, I mean, it is, with the terrain, the terrain, it's shifting it back and forth, but it's not doing it very severe, and wow, this thing gets air. Yeah, that back suspension and that front, that 3 suspension really helps these off-road vehicles, and that's a tree. Back it up, and let's go forward again. Yeah, this looks awesome. It doesn't, like, you can tell it turns fine. It's having a little bit of issues turning. Like, I think really mainly because, and that was cool. Okay. Oh, maybe that'll work every time. But yeah, I think maybe it's because how long it is opposed to the suspension. Looks like it might be falling off a bit in the front, but I think it's really just because it's a longer vehicle. But it turns fine. I mean, it's not bad at all. It handles really good. It's fast. I don't even think I have the engine speed all the way up. I think I can go one more notch, but I think with it being wood, that's really helping it out a lot. Don't want to hit the rock here. Yeah, this thing is really, really fun. Like, this is cool. You guys got to try this. This is I don't know. It feels good. Like it just kind of glides over the bumps. I mean, it looks fairly violent, but you can't feel it as far as how much I'm having to correct compared to a lot of my other vehicles where you're constantly correcting. This one doesn't seem to be as prone. I don't know. We'll take it through some more paces here. I'm going to try to do some sharp turns. It doesn't seem like it wants to flip over. That's one problem with my own, as I say that. I think that was more like me hitting that bump back there, opposed to me like turning and flipping over. Can I flip it back over here? But yeah, I had that issue a lot with my monster truck. It loves to flip, and I don't know really why. I don't know if it's to do with the suspension or what the issue is there, but it loves to tip over. This seems a little bit more like it doesn't tip as much. I'm thinking most of the tips that you've already seen were because of the terrain, opposed to it just like me turning and it just flips over. Like the monster truck, I have the problem like I'm not even going fast and I turn and it just flips over. So this seems a lot better actually. Let's see. Where do I want to take it? I need to go take it up into some hills and just really test it out, make sure everything's working right here. It looks cool though. I would have liked to have made it out of metal, but like I said, weight-wise, we needed this to be as light as possible. Metal, I'm pretty sure we'd be all the way compressed on this back suspension in the front, and it probably wouldn't handle. And as I talk about it not flipping, well, hey, at least it corrects itself. It's pretty good at doing that. All you got to do is turn the wheel, and it seems like it's got enough power. It kind of flips itself back up. It's pretty cool. It still flips, though. I will say it still flips. It doesn't seem like it flips as easy, though, so I'm happy. Let's go find some hills here. I'm trying to think of where I need to go. This is I'm using I had to remember if I was using a new map or if this is a map that I've been building on. I think this is new, so I need to go find where the actual hills are. Let's give us a chance to kind of maneuver through a couple things here. Let's go hit this. Yeah, even going slow, it just kind of floats. I really like that. That's cool. But yeah, we've got more Scrap Mechanic coming. Of course, this is going up. Tomorrow's going to be Planet Coaster. Like I said, I got a really busy weekend planned, so I will not be around a lot. So we'll do some Planet Coaster tomorrow, and we'll start Scrap Mechanic back up again. Like I said, thank you to my new subs, and thank you to all the others that support me pretty much every video. You know who you are. You're people who could I better not say constantly. You always, comment on my videos, and that always helps. It feels good. But yeah, we're building I would say a pretty strong little viewer base, or whatever you want to call it. And that makes me feel good. It makes me want to continue building stuff for you guys and doing and playing games and trying to put out as many videos as possible. But before we end this one, let me go find this. I'm going to run this off a cliff here. Let's see. Oh, and it bounced weird. And... ow. Okay, his head ended up in the dash. Anyways, like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Thank you.